composition to the side of NAVI, maybe with some changes here and there. But this is, I think, where we're going to see the full potential from both of these teams, especially when we think about the double sentinel.
Yeah, and this is where Happy said himself, our double sentinel is way more advanced, it's more thought out. Koala has tons and tons of reps playing this comp. I mean, albeit with the Tejo this time instead of the initiator they had before. So in theory, on paper, Navi should win.
Yeah, but you have the tape from a couple of days ago. For Team Liquid, so many things could have changed moving on to playoffs, not the composition.
Oh, we're gonna get it!
Almost the mirror, but just Koala Noob on that Yoru and Camel on that Jet. Remember what I was explaining to you at the beginning of this matchup, the aggression coming on the right side of the map from both Ruxic and Angel at the beginning of those rounds is something the Team Liquid should be prepared for.
Yeah, I want to see a few trap plays coming through with the Cam, with the Deadlock and the Teo, but I think Navi, honestly, are going to be more favored on defense. I think the Yoru is really good on defense. You can basically fake where you're rotating to, go from A to B, fake it and everything, but I think Liquid on defense, whenever we played against them in practice, they've always been really, really strong on it, and Double Sentinel really reinforces it, and it fits perfectly into what they want to do.
Careful, be very careful, because they threw away too many advantages and maybe being too aggressive, thinking that they need to prove something, that they need to start having the edge and the upper hand from the defense right off the bat, might end up being very expensive for Navi.
Well, we're destined for a great series, back-to-back 2 days, but let's see if this time around, Pansy and Hypog Liquid have what it takes to close it out.
And isn't that the big question? Do they have what it takes to close it out? Map 1 to map 2 feels night and day, Mike. I mean, yes, map 1 did get close, but it looked bizarre. It didn't feel right. Map 2, still very stoic, very, you know, looking like Marcus Aurelius out here sort of thing. It was pure stoicism throughout. No smiles, no getting amped up. It was business. But in map 3, what do we get here? Ascent to define the two.
Liquid previously showing Ascent once the same as Navi. Now that I find very hard to believe with the two teams we see playing today, but
here.
Damn.
Sure, okay.
Watching this
So thinking back, Navi didn't really have much of a say on split at all. Well, not Liquid can ride that wave now on the deciding map. Kicking things off on the defensive side. Again, eyes go towards Koala Noob as well as Hero previously. The saving grace really for Navi. Still trying to make the Sheriff work. Actually, Ruxic alongside him, punished here. And actually, Camo looking to close the gap.
Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump straight over Angel, and Xiao gonna catch at least Nats in the heels. There was a temptation to turn, but now they gotta focus forwards. Is Koala Noob already gonna punish one? Bit of a trade out for Serial though, and they keep a man to the good now. Plant should be next on the horizon.
Hero trying to open access back towards Heaven. Xiao, gotta be careful here. Actually, yeah, drifting right into this crossfire. Not expecting that at all. Again, the bounce will be indicative for Serial.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, it got messy. I didn't like the end, but I like the start though, Mike. What an explosive beginning.
Liquid getting the first on the board here. On the attack, talking about the previous showing as well. Do not forget the BBL performance. Definitely going to be in the back of Navi's mind as well. Don't see any investment coming out here. It's only one rifle by the Liquid so far. Yeah, Liquid with a very quick response here up short. Isolate two players actually with Sheriffs.
A whole lot of Sheriffs came out.
A lot of body shotting going on as well. Not what you want to see when you invest that way.
Okay. Whole lot of players at middle. Do we get any fun, do you think? This looks like a no fun round.
Well, Xiao potentially the protagonist in that regard. I don't think he's going to be played in here necessarily.
Nats. Hello. Oh dear. Farming him up.
Hero. Immediate headshot in response though. Aztec looking to bail him out, but punished.
What a shot from Hero! I mean, it doesn't give them a chance. It certainly adds a bit of a question mark because of this, the layering to it. Again, it's brought some players back, but they can't really speed up forward towards the side. Door's still shut. Salvo's there, they could burst through this. Everyone in main too?
We're going to remove the wall. Angel played in here.
Time. Time? 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 Guys! What?
I almost didn't believe that was going to happen, even when it was still happening. The salvo's completely cutting off the space to close back onto the spike. And it's just Kiko left to try and recover things. A massive, massive loss here.
Well, this was probably the most thrilling part of the round.
I mean, even there, we saw it from an awkward angle here, but I thought there was a chance where Camo can at least get onto the angle. Well, any momentum you could say carried across from map 2, stripped away here. The start of the deciding map. Kiko, we'll see with a rifle in hand now, Sheriffs and a Ghost to round this out. Ruxic, big paranoia, but didn't actually garner anything on the back of it. As he noted here, actually,
What? 3 big kills back to back. Panitek still trying to stay alive, but that 5 HP ain't pretty. Picking up the mantle was Nats, but they know there was more. Na'Vi making quick work of this, handling that threat. Now, can Na'Vi build on this momentum? We heard it from Nats, trying to keep that momentum away from them. No silly mistakes. Well, that's one way to allow some momentum to switch hands. Na'Vi now, not after only a miraculous round, a true miracle round. Having a nice, clean affair here. I get worried going forward here for Liquid. They've got to find stability and that calmness that we noted first.
Here.
So this side on tiles here. I mean, there's bodies on the other side of this for Na'Vi as well. To maybe crunch in onto tiles.
I like the idea.
Set piece will play Koala in potentially with this flash, but maybe a little overzealous. Maybe not anticipating as many bodies on the side of Liquid to be there to receive that. A scrambled rotation here will leave B site wide open. Liquid almost scratching their heads now.
Yeah.
Is this just the Giga Brain read? The Neural Theft will give it away now. Yeah, and they will know that there's a huge gap in the defensive formation here. Nats slipped into a ratty spot here.
He's going to hear those steps. It's the drop. Chooses to fight the first. Couldn't quite get back in time for the second, but keeps the numbers looking solid. Na'Vi now going to have to work their way back in. The 3 standing Shao, Hero, and Angel. Still a good bit of util, but only 5 bullets here for Hero. Drift ahead through the smoke, and maybe the timing's right. Camo's looked away. There's a chance here, and it's been made real by Shao. Maybe going for the ult here on Serial, just maybe as a deterrent. And, well, it wastes the ult off the back of Kiko's kill, but still, they kept the numbers up here, Mike. It's looking less and less likely.
I think Shao and Angel going to find a way back in here.
Last player standing.
Well, consolation at least. Liquid going to steal away this second round. Very proactive from Na'Vi on the back of that tiles crunch to go exploring outside A. Almost anticipating Liquid to regroup very quickly. You call an audible. It's unfortunate they're not rewarded, and that's the unfortunate the Neural Theft comes through,
Enemy remaining.
revealing.
Camille, be more confident, say what you wanna do. Don't just say do this, nothing, say, give the direction. Michael, also, you have your ulti, say what you wanna do.
Yeah, really important actually to get a listen in here. A couple of situations where Camo's been shut down. Desperate to find an opener into these rounds. Keeping it in check in the early rounds, very important here on the decider. So it's almost what you'd hope to see from Nats. Hang on though, he's here so quickly. They're about to burst the smoke.
Yeah, they are. They had no idea. It's Shao and
Shut
Angel,
down.
though. All in unison. And there's no recovering from that. Nats can't do enough for it. Kiko very disconnected as well. NAVI completely subverting expectations, but basically just holding a smoke. It didn't seem fazed by it. There wasn't, any paranoia in on it. There wasn't anything to really set it into motion there. Curious what the actual plan was. And you heard that conversation before this round starting, to call what you want, to ask for it, to be confident in what you're trying to do. And again, I think you're right in complimenting Nats in that he's trying to have this leadership and keep them in the right place. But it puts a lot on his plate now to keep these players focused up here at 2-2. And NAVI now with a real gifted round. Once again, the momentum starts sitting firmly in their favor.
Expecting Kiko try and make something happen here, almost maybe a timeout here to discuss potential for also what we saw on the comms there, that that's almost feeling a little bit frustrated, asking more of his players. And can't really, well, Kiko's one away from the ultimate, maybe looking for a kill in the lurk here to regroup on the back of that TP. So that's certainly why we don't see the paranoia coming through to set this play in motion. I think you're absolutely right. There was a window, but I think NAVI very quickly, yeah, you can see here the moment where it's just like, okay, we know they can't come through from main. There's 3 of us here.
Yeah.
And finally somebody turns, and it's...
That's frustration, and that's rare. Again, Nats is the kind of middle ground, right? He rarely goes high, rarely goes low. But that looked frustrated, and that feels like a missed play there. I mean, one paranoia could have changed it. Yeah, maybe a bit of a gamble from NAVI, but rewarded nevertheless. And look at the ults now. Look at that build-up potential. And a broken buy from Liquid. Time to turn up, Liquid. I'm getting worried for them, because it feels more like Icebox than it does Split.
Asking for this man on your screen to maybe take a breath. One off the Blade Storm, you can find something with a classic gear, can potentially invest it in this round. Try and swing things in their favor. Set up outside A right now. Hero, little adjustment on the utility, just to make sure it stays intact.
Should be nice for Shout. Yeah, he might let Camo slip ahead, but Hero should be... Oh, actually, hold on. There's a bit of a fight back. They're trying to do a lot, but Hero's position, he did it really well there. Keeping control, leaving Nats in a 1v3. Spike in a very precarious spot. Gonna make it very difficult. Expected someone there, couldn't quite get the cleanest shot he needed. And Navi make it through. I need to see a timeout, Mike. I rarely say it so clearly, but this feels like Liquid are looking flat.
Curious to see what the discussion was happening whilst Kiko was saving, whether or not the coaching staff listening in want to kind of build upon that discussion. So you're going to see the purchase come back here from Liquid.
Nice, Hero!
Blade Storm and the TP on Kiko, but other than that, one away for Patitek, 2 for Serial. And encroaching on basically a full house on the other side of things for NAVI.
Ooh, pace. And a quick evacuation, at least for the first layer. Shao, not sharp, not clean enough today. Camo's got the punish, and now the pathway gets opened. I'm looking at who's else on the site here, though. Camo still here? Sorry, excuse me, Hero's still here. Has a bit of a look towards B main, so trying to take active space back, and I quite like that. Actively looking for it.
New
feast or famine, right? This is big! He gets down 1! Camo survives!
Somehow.
Yeah, somehow is the main word there. Angel not finding what he wants. Ooh, it's a vintage look. And it's a similar problem. Deeper on the angle and less reward that time. And Liquid just going back to basics points. Just stay together, take a fight, they'll peek into us. And even with all that, I quite liked what Hero was trying to do over towards B, making sure to secure that space. I mean, they lost too much in middle.
Not done just yet though. Ruxic still here, potential to do some damage. Get a sound cue potentially. That's why we're seeing Hero make some moves. Still got paranoia. 20 seconds on the next smoke, but if you can reset here, potential to do some damage.
It is Hero. You are into a post plant though, when you're gonna know the salvos are gonna be there in roughly, what, 20 seconds in his head maybe. This is really tough. Paranoia for Kiko as well, some really key pieces for Liquid to have. Hero trying to subvert expectation. Keep him guessing, but time is against him now. And he's got the ult though, here we go. He's giving it a damn good go, but the paranoia buying some precious seconds. How does he try and go about this one? The utility coming, this Kiko is there. And a needed round from Liquid, but it felt a little flat from NAVI as well.
Camo finding the entry here is again a big positive to...
I think it was Shao that I was considering there in my mind. Bit messy on that.
And maybe not anticipating the way Liquid have been playing, that they dig so deep to find him.
True.
So definitely caught off guard in that regard. And whether or not we do see an adjustment here on either side, actually. NAVI accounting for that. Liquid maybe looking to exploit that further. That's what they feel their way into this is. I mean, again, I'd love to get in on the comms and hear kind of the commitment behind getting Camo online.
Yeah.
And Nats is asking for him to almost call from the front. Tell us what you want to do.
And
if you want to do something, we're with you.
And it's actually NAVI to pull the trigger on the timeout first. Again, it is 4-3, very close, but you look at how these rounds have fallen and, of course, how they've happened, you kind of tend to think...
Yeah, again, I don't... Again, you look at it, I don't necessarily think the timeline's really indicative of how these rounds have played out. It doesn't...
No.
I still feel like NAVI have had the upper hand.
Yes.
Flipping round 2, kind of getting back in.
That weird walk through smoke.
Yeah.
A couple of weird missteps, and obviously here in the comms, we get that little bit of insight.
So, yeah, well, actually, credit to Liquid in that regard to still at least keep the opening 7 rounds a close affair. Certainly not out of the woods just yet.
No.
Coming in now, the ultimate one away for Koala, but Shao and Ruxic do have theirs. Other side of things, Liquid now with the upper hand in this cycle.
It's a game plan off the start. Anyone making moves here? I like that methodical approach towards middle again. I put a question mark towards Shao in the last one, just kind of got caught. Maybe not expecting so much presence. Let's see
again,
how it looks now.
Historically, I think you get one of those versus Shao. He's very heads up in terms of adjusting. He's never usually one to overstep or become too aggressive. He's a, up against the ropes clutch player, so...
Certainly.
You'll see the switch up here, putting Ruxic in the front lines to try and hold that down.
It looks like this commitment towards Tree might be... I want to say it could be rewarded. Now, we'll have to see how it obviously goes once we see it. All going to come in. They already kind of... It feels like they were prepared for this. And look at this! Look at the preparation, but they still need to stick the landing! Angel going to take away Camo. They looked like they had a heads-up approach to this, but they're still damaged. Nats has fallen! Couldn't get away. Lovely work coming out from NAVI in this 4v3, but with Palitek, Kiko, and Serial still alive, there are opportunities. A player gathered. Serial going to find Hero, fighting back forward. Palitek wants space. He wants to drop the bodies on the floor, and he's doing so damn well. Team Liquid fighting from the back lines there.
Tied up 4 apiece. And Nats maybe looking a little more relieved now. And getting caught out here with the ultimate, but... Serial, wow. And Ruxic desperate to make something work from main.
Nice, Patty.
The cleanup beautiful from Patty, as you noted. For the first time, Liquid will find a second in succession. NAVI back down on scraps, odd ends, a Bucky, a few Sheriffs, and Koala Noob on the Ghost.
And a gamble, right? And it feels like a decent gamble. We haven't seen much of a want to go towards that B site, so why not give it a crack? But Shao not being able to withstand the pressure. That was 3-4 players with Util looking towards middle. So once again, Liquid looking to go right up the guts here. Divide and conquer as Koala Noob. This is a horrible position to try and play from. Does he get anything for it? Angel's already fallen. I don't think they're going to get much. Hero going to be able to connect. Oh, I've told her, an absolute porcupine. Both awkward.
That's got
shorty. They're still doing so much damage. That's ridiculous.
That pulls out the shorty. I think almost the realization, it was like, I can't shoot you from here. Runs back into smoke and kills Ruxic.
Bloody hell.
A little chaotic.
A little bit muddy.
Show me that from Nat's POV.
Nice, beautiful.
Alright guys, let's relax a little bit.
Yeah, probably now an opportunity to relax, to be honest with you.
I don't know, it feels so calm, and hold on, there's some pressure here. Nat's trying to be singled out, and look at him. I mean, it doesn't matter the pressure,
So
he's so
slippery,
slippery. You can't pin him down, and in the meantime, they've taken towards the site. Camo right off the rip, just taking towards it, takes A for himself. Waves the banner. Is Nat slippery as ever, still pumping damage. May know his days are numbered, but he ain't going down without a fight. He made him work for it. And now, in this 3v2, can they locate Patatek and Kiko? The plant's not there. Kiko trying to catch him before that ult fully coming in.
Well, Patatek's got to be really careful. He could be isolated on site so easily here, but he's found the first.
I mean, blooming heck, luckily enough, the spacing between Angel and Koala Noob able to swing it on Shao, falling there. Keeping this at 5 apiece.
It's tough, no real safety for Liquid to stack up here and play together off each other, especially in the 2v3. Yeah, very chaotic here. And unfortunately, Nat's not able to fully disengage from that crunch on tiles.
Nice!
There we go, now we're starting to hear it a bit more from Koala Noob. And I like to hear that, because I feel like Navi are quite a calm team regardless. I don't think you get those like huge pump-up moments, so it's nice to have at least one of them getting a bit fired up. Obviously, Liquid want to keep it even calmer, but the first direct approach towards A, it feels like, with Angel trying to keep a glance on this.
Stacked up on the side of Liquid, but enough of a deterrent here off the smokes. Force them to reconsider. A little bit of misdirection here from Kiko. An attempt to drop a few question marks across the map, but Angel should be able to slow things down here. Caught by the paranoia, he's got to be careful.
Nice stall though. Banking on his utility, but do they expect the slip through? Look how far the Camo's managed to get. Yeah, completely unconsidered. Just sneaking past that util unaffected. It's on Angel now, and they knew he was here. Nat's deeper than expected, but Koala Noob on the case. Angel's fallen, so the site is under control of Liquid. In a 4v3, we're gonna need a hero. And right now, theirs has fallen for NAVI. Leaving in this 4v2, Koala Noob and Shao. Not gonna have much of a say in this one so far. Trying to isolate fights, and they found one. The second, quick to be had. And look at Kiko's position. There is a time limit on this. A Shao though.
Good for him either.
The seconds now passing have allowed Kiko to get close. That's difficult. What? What is
HP?
How did he get Kiko in the end? I do not know. And I doubted Shao earlier. Now I certainly don't.
Navi to find 6 with the Red Bull clutch. Getting Kiko a million miles away from this one. It almost feels a little desperate. Double swing onto this here.
Oh.
Kiko unfortunately just lined up into the backside of the spray. A beautiful adjustment from Shao though. 5 HP.
Wow.
Liquid will still find a purchase here.
That's crazy. I just remember Patatek, I think, had salvos there too, but that feels irrelevant now. Speaking of salvos, I mean, Koala Noob is going to get punished this time. 1-for-1 trade out, and the pace mic, they ain't stopping.
But this paranoia could be huge though.
Oh, it's good. No one could really springboard off it though. They just tucked away into the corners. But Angel doing Angel things. He goes in and has a look, has a glance. They're desperate to stay alive. It's Shao to pry out Kiko. Angel falls. And this time against Shao, the immovable object.
Spike down.
No one's getting past Mark here. The Serial has to face it. Gets past Shao in the end. Spike still left loose. Hero, not quite with Ruxic yet. Serial looking for his man. He's been clean.
He's got the ult now as well.
That is terrifying for Hero. He's got to play this just right.
Close off the door, able to close off spawn as well.
Listening.
Decent coverage here with the utility. Hero looking to try and get ahead of this. He's gone for the spam. He's got him once. Serial down to 31.
God,
He's got the regen though.
Serial backing away. He's still got that ult. When's the time? He's got to play this right. He's got to think it through. Considering it, toying with it. Here it is. Pops the ult. Hero's drawn that out. Move and counter move here. It's a time buyer too. He can ping it off in the end. Just at the very end of it, but Hero has to be patient. And there it is. Dissipates. 31 HP, and now is the time for Hero to try and strike, but Serial saving the day with the Red Bull clutch, bringing us back all even.
Another 3K from Serial in a bailout round for Liquid to tie things up on this half, Lauren.
Yeah, we're getting a much better game now. This is 6-6, it's heating up here. This is what we want to be seeing for a map 3 survival game.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Now it truly does become survival of the fittest between these two. Close affair, 6-6. How do we judge this one, Mike? How do we see this? What are we making of this first half? I mean, 6 rounds. It is anyone's game still.
Certainly is. Again, I come back to an earlier comment. NAVI have to be thinking about Liquid's previous performance versus BBL on the defensive half. Come in here, see Flush with Sheriffs here, a ghost to round things out on Nats. Looking to come out swinging here in the second half of this decider. Looks like they might even get aggressive in mid here. You can see the setup on short to complement this. It's Camo potentially to lead the charge.
It's like high noon out here, the amount of Sheriffs coming out. Let's see what the challenge is looking like. It's an absolute brawl. Good luck catching any of this Palatech. Coming out the victor, it looks like so far. Angel left, barely breathing. And it's time to run and hide, as it's already going to be Camo to claim it. And lead taken by Liquid.
Crucial confidence on display here. Been questioning the nerves, questioning how much they've got left to give. That's what you want to see if you're a Team Liquid fan here. To kick off the second half. Want to see this clean on round 2, though. Has to be clean on round 2.
Spike down.
Atitech catching here with the salvos. Well,
Freaking hell down.
I always say lip reading's not my strong point, but
We're getting there.
no guesses on that one. A little bit of that energy we've been asking to see. Yes, calm and composed, but just want them to lean heavier into some of these round wins. Oh, Camo.
Pretty. It's pretty. I mean, it's not the prettiest now. It was before. It's fine. Job done. Job done. It's own flawless. It's Liquid quickly taking the advantage here.
And confidence builders for Camo as well. Thinking back, Nat's desperate to tap in. Get him online in the first half. Getting the spray, just getting away from it a little bit. That range, it can get awkward. Atitech on cleanup duty.
All right, here we go. Spectres, Guardians, Vandal for Camo, Bulldog for Palatech. And Navi, how are you going to paint this side? Because it looks like Liquid don't respect you right now, so you're going to have to kind of force them to. Right? Navi, you've got to really Push down Liquid here. Nice little snatch and grab, or a Valiant attempted it, but Hero's not really letting go. Held on for quite some time, taking 2 down.
Pattek anticipating somebody slipping ahead of that smoke. NAVI just poised for this aggression. No second layer to it. And Serial, no interest in getting involved in that, but actually Angel isolated here. Hero a little late on the counter swing, but he's got the upgrade.
Well, he had the upgrade.
Well played to shut that down before any further threat develops.
Serial's in the right place. Serial's in the right place! Serial is in the building, but the third is needed! Xiao just taking it away. It's getting weird out here, Mike.
It's down to 1 rifle though. NAVI going to be kicking themselves. Have to get something back on the board, sure.
One enemy remaining.
Said here, Pattek does get away with Serial finding 2. Almost feels doable for them.
Guys, communicate. What you hold, what you picking. Are you on distance, guys?
I mean, both teams now have been asking for comms, basically. It's keeping that in the forefront of your mind, keeping these players focused on these sort of simple things. You always heard Magnum kind of talking about it earlier when they was discussing the comms as well, of how they approach it and what to keep clear in their minds. But now a key round here. Zero going to get early contact and then fall away from the angle.
V, body straight into B main here. Serial chance to slow things down for the combo here on the back of the salvos, but necessarily connecting as they'd wish. Nothing gained here from NAVI.
Listening. Why do I feel like this could be everything? That's definitely been spotted. Oh, and great trade from Hero. I was kind of surprised he got there in time, but Pattek unchecked on, and that's now springs the trap from short. It's getting brawly. It's a massacre in middle. It's still a 3v3 though, but is there any escape for Hero? He needs someone to help him today. But look at Xiao. Do not forget about Xiao. He's creeping closer and they have no idea about this. Kiko's just turned. Yeah, Kiko! Heads up work from him, maybe feeling there was space or a gap or even a footstep heard.
I was anticipating the way the Serial fell in the previous round. Xiao, unfortunately a little telegraphed here. 2 to the good now for Liquid. NAVI broken in terms of the bank.
30 seconds left.
Necessarily on the brink of any game changes in terms of the ultimates. It's only really the neural theft. On the flip side, Liquid, a big opportunity here to build towards some of those on this anti-eco. A chance to find double-digit Serial. Dead off rip, though.
How is this happening? Camo now. Okay, gonna get Angel down at least, but it still feels so threatening, these sort of rounds. They're so messy.
Hero's got in, he's got a rifle. He's punished Pattek.
That timing is so sick from Hero. Threading the needle. But look where the spike is. This is not going to be an easy one for them just to pick up and run with. Kiko. He's got to know about it.
You can see his head.
Yeah, he absolutely... Hello. Oh! Okay, spike is back in hand, but there's still a problem, and it's this man. Hero, further than expected, and garnering the respect of Liquid now.
Definitely, yeah, bringing things to a 3v3. Just keep... Oh, I was going to say... A chance to get ahead of 2 players. Camo now with the Blade Storm. Really the one you look to do some damage here. Is NAVI able to comfortably set up? It's only the 1 rifle in the hands of Hero.
Got to play him in. Ruxic, Xiao need to be almost selfless in this. Still have those salvos potentially to buy some time. But this is uphill by all accounts. NAVI now feeling the pressure. Here comes the push. They got to try and play this together. B on 1 page here, holding out for a Hero as he's fallen. Ruxic, I mean, what he meant to do? The time.
Hang on.
He can have a crack on it. Oh! That was damn close if he just had that shot. A valiant attempt, but it's double digits now for Team Liquid.
I almost thought the plant was in the corner there. Open on the doorway. Nats desperately, you can see him trying to rein the rest of the Liquid players in. Na'Vi the ones to pump the brakes here. An important buy round for them, but Hero just getting ahead of the utility here. Was doing so much damage with that recovered rifle. It's got to be tense now. Na'Vi almost walking the tightrope. On this next buy round, it will be Liquid potentially finding 11, breaking the bank. Yeah, this is fine.
Average Liquid.
Yeah. It's a perpetual state of this is fine.
We'll be back next time. But they are up currently, 10-7. This is, I believe, the second timeout now for Na'Vi. So if there's anything to be done, now's the time for it. And these rounds have felt scrappy and close enough. Feels like another conversation from Nats here.
I'm loving seeing him really looking more vocal and sounding way stronger in terms of overall leadership. Wow, a stark reminder. Na'Vi have not qualified to an international event since Champions 2023.
To know what it feels like to be on those international stages, to face the best competition around the world. It's a rare feeling, and one that you fight for to get back. Na'Vi, 3 rounds difference to Liquid currently, leading this series and trying to get that another chance here to get to Toronto. Wow.
Very proactive here. Early ultimate won't really catch anything. At least space controlled now by Liquid. Here. Utility to kind of seal the deal on that. Congestion elsewhere on the map though. We hit the minute marker. Sorry, Na'Vi almost headed in 2 different directions here.
What are we up to, boys?
TP will be left up in top mid here, so I imagine this is an attempt from Koala Noob and Shao to maybe sell something towards B. Potentially, I didn't know actually whether or not the orbs have been retrieved outside B, whether or not anyone was even here. No, it's still here, so Shao can get his ultimate. There's certainly a chance to sell something.
Yeah, Camo taking this enough of a red flag that he wants to get away, and in reality, this fakes, I don't want to say worked completely. There's still 3 players here all the time. You had to take. You are a lucky boy today. But 25 seconds, if anything goes wrong on this site take, it could be wrapped here. Spike is still over towards Cat. They got to make their way through and see. Oh! It is stunning from him! Surgical precision.
He got stunned as well. You see him just stepping in. Caught the edge of the concussion. But still hits those first 2 shots. Liquid step by step, round by round. Starting to stretch their legs just a little bit, Lauren.
Start to see the cracks. Start to see Na'Vi looking under pressure. Watching those chances slip now. Individuals from Liquid looking alive. Serial forced away early. It's pacey, but he can stall, and he has. Now look at the spike. But look at Hero going down, dominating the angle from Camo, controlling over towards B main. Koala Noob trying to slowly walk back in and clear. If he went down, it could have been Raps there.
Yeah, the concern being, look at the light shields on the side of Na'Vi. Camo can really do some damage here. Knowing when to apply pressure to the economy. Liquid well equipped once again for this A-site hit if Na'Vi decide to try and stick the landing here.
Uh-oh. That doesn't make me want to go over here, does it? Bruxic stolen, kidnapped, and released only for capture again. Serial dominating this space now. Eyeing up that 12. Down to roll on the other side. Get over here. Giving them maybe a shot at this, but it's odds against you. Kiko was still clean on this position before. Still sharp on the first, rolling the dice and coming up with the goods. Dealt with, though, Na'Vi in a 2v2. Old's nice as well, buys time. Looking for the plant, those spikes still down.
He'll come in now. Bashal, luckily, holding down the fort. 45 HP, though, on Dice. He's got to be careful.
But look who it is, Nats now. It's always been Nats. Oh, he's been handled. Two vintage players, legacy players, and Angel this time keeps Navi alive.
Angel almost defying expectations there. Nats expecting the counter swing on the back of that pressure onto Shao. Just winning out on top of that.
One enemy
Kiko, unfortunately, he's not able to find similar success.
Nice! We got this, boys!
From that same position, 3 rounds separating them now. Navi unable to find stability in terms of the finances. Another broken purchase.
Cage trigger.
Kiko with an ultimate on the side of Liquid. Nothing left for Navi, but a pace change here towards B.
It's all in. It's go time. Serial could be such a hindrance here. Camo chomping at the bit. Wanted to try and get involved in this, but position's going to be noted. And here we go. Game on! Panatek, Serial, Camo, all in unison. Decimating Navi. They want that 12th and they want it now. Koala Noob, the only ones to try and hold on here. And they are out for blood. They want him gone, and he is. It's 12 for Team Liquid.
An end zone flawless nonetheless. To get Liquid on the brink of closing this out on Ascent. Putting Navi to bed. See, not deterred at all. This tempo shift from Navi. And I gotta say as well, Serial having a, it might not be reflected in terms of the numbers, but having a lights out performance here. I mean, it was fantastic on Split as well. Been a lot of doubters around Serial.
Yes.
But he's coming up huge here for Liquid.
This is the one that matters. A broken Navi. Trying to face Team Liquid with that single goal in mind. The simplest goal of surviving here. Navi are on the run. Koala Noob's still trying to fight the good fight, giving them some space. But look at the positioning. They're already back around top middle. Koala Noob, desperate. Dig it deeper. Kiko punish Shao. Can't handle the 3 players. As now it's on 2. And it looks like they've fallen in the end. Nats leading by example as Team Liquid stay alive.